I'm Tracey Tucker, and this is Discover Flint Township, brought to you by Flint Township Economic Development Authorities, HAP, Financial Plus Credit Union, Shea Automotive Group, and 103.9 The Fox. This morning, I am speaking with Brooke Taylor-Huey, and I got her name right. Hey, what do you think? Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And you're from Financial Plus Credit Union.
Yes.
And what is your role there?
I am a mortgage loan originator, like a mortgage loan officer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And how long have you been there?
Almost 20 years.
Wow. Good for you. Good for you. Did you start out as an originator or did you start as a teller?
Started as a teller, kind of worked around, and now I am doing mortgages.
Okay. Awesome. So you kind of started and worked your way up. That's the way it goes, right?
Absolutely.
Now, and they weren't near as big 20 years ago, but they've always been here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always Genesee County.
Yeah. Their main branch is over on Bristol and Vance Lake.
Correct.
So if anybody needs to go there, that's where you go.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so today you're here to talk about vacant land loans, right?
Yes.
So what exactly is that?
So the vacant land loan program is our newest offering, and it allows people to buy vacant land that they're going to eventually build a primary home on or a vacation home on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're starting out getting their investment rolling if they're going to build a house or whatever, and they're buying vacant land. So it's just what it sounds like. You're buying vacant land. Okay. Yep. So if they're doing a vacant land loan, is there like a time frame that they have to have for building on it, or can they just buy it as vacant land?
They would buy it as vacant land, and the intention is to build on it within 5 years.
Okay. So is that part of the loan that they have to build it within the 5 years?
It is kind of part of the loan. It is. The goal is to have like a construction loan to follow this.
Okay.
So we would start off with the vacant land purchase.
Okay.
They'd pick their property, and then the plan is to get them building within those 5 years. So we would convert that land loan into
a construction loan. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. So that's all part of that big picture process.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're just starting with the vacant land loan process first.
So what if they don't know when they're going to build? What happens then?
Well, we might try to put them into something different. Because that may not be the right program for them. That is going to balloon in 5 years. So we want them to be in something that's going to better serve them in the long run.
Sure. So they would do, if they're not going to build within the 5 years, they're probably going to want to go with just a basic loan, not a vacant land loan. Because with the vacant land loan, because it balloons in 5 years, if they're moving it to a construction loan, then
they would be fine.
Yeah.
But if not, then they're going to either have to pay that off or refinance it in some way.
Right.
And
so they need to be
that's
careful.
not really what our end goal is for them.
Right.
But they could look at a home equity or home equity line of credit. That would be another option to get them there.
Okay. So now when you do these loans, and it will be different at every institution. So if you're not banking with Financial Plus, you need to check with your bank, or you can still check with Financial Plus. Are your loans strictly for vacant land in Michigan?
They are. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is there a maximum on the acreage, or does it matter?
They are looking at a maximum of 10 acres, but we can look at on a case-by-case basis at larger parcels.
Okay.
So that is a possibility.
Yeah, because this is primarily for residential, not for commercial, right?
Correct. Exactly. Exactly. That's why we have that limitation there.
Sure. Sure. Now, how much is required for a down payment on something like this?
They're requiring 20% down.
Okay. Okay.
So 20% of the purchase price.
And then I know that Financial Plus, you're requiring the 20%, but what about closing costs? How does that work with you guys?
So closing costs, when you're purchasing something, that would be something that you would pay out of pocket, and there will be closing costs. There always are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there a number that you're offering for the closing costs? Is it like a set number, or is it does it depend on how much they're buying?
It's based on what they're purchasing, and other factors, credit score, all of that. We are running a promotion right now, though, where we are offering $700 off of closing costs. So they could use it on that vacant land loan or refinancing or purchasing, whatever they're wanting to do.
Oh, okay.
The home equity loans and lines of credit, it's not good on those, and that's because we cover those closing costs.
Okay. Oh, so you don't get the $700 one because it's free
Exactly.
on the
Exactly.
HELOCs, right?
Yeah.
So I see. I'm special now because I know that term. I had no idea what that was before.
The HELOC, yeah.
Yes, I was like, "What's a HELOC?"
Mm-hmm.
They had to.
It sounds so fancy.
I know. I think it was Nate had to tell me. I'm like, he came in and he's talking about it, and I said, I hear that term all the time. I'm like, what is that? Yeah. So he had to tell me. But so that's the home equity line of credit.
Line
right?
of credit, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you guys cover the fees on that.
We do.
So the $700 for closing costs would be on purchases and refinances.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you want to talk about? You got lots of time left, lady?
Let's see.
Let's see. You've done, if they buy a vacant land,
mm-hmm.
which, what if they buy something, if they're buying something that has a structure on it, then this doesn't apply, right? Even if they're going to take structure down. So they would have to do a regular purchase, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. It's even if they go in and it's dilapidated or whatever and they're tearing it down, they would still have to get a regular loan.
It would be a regular type of loan, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And liability there.
Right. I mean,
as soon as you
really,
said dilapidated,
right?
Yeah, that's liability.
And so when it comes to that, they would be better to have the seller tear it down because. Or even as a seller, if you have property that has a building on it that is
a
hazard, you would be better to demo it, and then you would actually probably be able to get better sale off it because people don't have to worry about the liability.
Absolutely.
And neither do the banks that are financing them.
Exactly.
So I've seen that happen a few times where there's a dangerous building and they're like, we're just taking it down.
Yeah, sometimes it's a barn or something like that, or a shed that is no longer viable.
Right. I know when my daughter bought her house, she had a shed in the back, and it was like we had to deal with that thing, and I was like, tear that thing down. I don't know why you're even dealing with it.
Yeah, and there's an expense to tearing it down and hauling it away.
Well, so
It's in the buyer's best interest to have the seller just take care of that for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And opens up the options for the seller as well.
Right, exactly. So if somebody is looking for a vacant land loan, who do they contact?
They can contact me. I am actually working out of the main office there on Van Slyke.
Okay.
Not far from Bristol. And I can give you my phone number as well. It's 810-244-2805. And that's a direct line, rings right to my desk.
Okay. And they can also go online, right?
That's correct.
Is it myfpcu?
myfpcu.com.
Okay. So there's two ways for you. I know that you can even fill out loan forms and everything online, right?
Right on the website.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love how much how easy you guys make it for people to get an answer on a loan or whatever.
And click your way right through it. It's great.
Yeah, it is. It is. And they have how many branches do you guys have now?
Let's see, 7.
7.
Yep.
And you've got one here in Flint Township on Diane Corona.
We've got one in Swartz Creek.
Yeah.
At Diane Miller.
Lennon or Elms and Miller.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
That one I know where it's
over
at.
a street.
Yeah, right.
And then we've got the main office, which is on Van Slyke, not far from Bristol. Grand Blanc, which is Saginaw near McCandlish. Fenton, which is Silver Parkway.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that one. Yeah. I knew you had one down there. I just didn't know where.
And let's see, the Davison office is over by the Meyer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Lapeer Road and Irish, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right. Yeah, I think it's off. I think it's off Irish. Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't realize you guys had the one over in Davison there either. Of course, I don't go over there. Except for to go to the Meijer.
That's the newest one. And it's
and
nice
the Menards.
Exactly.
I like the Menards out there too.
That's an addictive store as well.
Oh my goodness. You're not kidding. But I do all my shopping in Flint Township. Actually, we have somebody coming up in a few minutes who has a store in Flint Township. So we're going to talk to Jess Schur from American Freight in a few minutes. But I want to finish up with Brooke first, because Financial Plus is also a sponsor here, and they have participated in a lot of our events that we do as well. So, and we love having you guys as a community partner. It's been great. Now, you have, over the year, you guys take turns, you rotate, right? Who comes in and talks.
Absolutely,
so, yeah, that's a lot of fun because you all have a different perspective when you're talking to me about things. So it's interesting to hear, because I think a couple of them are newer, and then you've been there for a longer time. So what's your favorite part about your job?
I just like helping people. I think it's everyone's in a very different situation and unique situation, and it's nice to just look at that situation and see what we can do to better their life, better their financial position.
Right.
Get them in a house, get them in a better rate on their current house, do something.
Right. Yep. Because the whole thing is, it doesn't benefit you to tell people no, right? I mean, a lot of people are always scared to go to the bank or the credit union because they're afraid of being turned down. But it's not in your best interest to do that. You're just trying to help get them into the right product, help them make sound decisions so that they can pay it back, not get in over their head, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's great. I've had several people tell me that was what they liked about it, was that they like trying to help people get what's best for them to help them.
Yeah, and I think the credit union mentality, it really does kind of foster that helping and guiding and making sure that you're in the right product for your needs. Right. It's not going to necessarily match what your neighbor's doing or your best friend, but it's going to be something that's catered more to you.
Well, and you guys have a little more leeway too, because the people that you're servicing are members, right? They're
Absolutely.
They help make the credit union what it
They're
is.
Owners.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different than a normal bank setting.
Very different.
Yeah. And, hold on. Jess has a question.
Yeah. Like I was telling you earlier, I do get a lot of your customers buying stuff from my business.
Yeah.
But I just kind of had a question about, being that it's a seller's market right now with housing. Are you getting a lot of loans for people buying houses in the Flint area and trying to fix them up? Do you have any specials for those people that want to help the local housing market?
We have gotten quite a few. I mean, I think the housing market's booming right now. We have lots of people who are interested in buying. There's not a lot of inventory, which has made it challenging. But I think, and we don't really have a program for someone to like buy and fix up a home, but they can buy it as is, and then we can look at maybe doing a home equity loan or something to get them those funds that they're looking for to make it theirs. So that's something that we can definitely help with.
When they do, say they buy a dilapidated home here in the Flint area and they want to fix it up, do they have to, once they buy it, do they have to get it up to code before they do an equity loan, or what is the...
Well, it would have to pass appraisal. So the condition of the home has to be in good enough condition to pass the appraisal before we can even finance it, because we have guidelines we have to follow as well. So, and there are different programs out there that will kind of help with something that's in a little bit rougher condition. Those aren't loans that we do, but I mean, we can help them kind of figure out what is the best course of action.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because there's different products that are offered by different types of banks, right?
Correct.
So they might have to go to a different institution, but you can help them make those decisions of what's available out there.
Correct,
too, right?
Correct. And sometimes what they're looking at, once they kind of understand what's going to go into getting them in that property and what the rates might look like for that, they decide that that might not be the property for them and they'll look for something else. So, and just kind of counseling and talking with them about it just to make sure that they understand, what they're taking on.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming in. You're welcome to stay and talk with us with Jess if you'd like, but let's give them your contact info one more time.
Sure. My name is Brooke Taylor-Huey, and my phone number is 810-244-2805. The website is myfpcu.com.
All right. Awesome.